Welcome back, everybody. So today I want to talk about Mandy, which finally came out on Shudder on Amazon Prime. And Mandy is one of those movies that I was really looking forward to. Like, it had Nicolas Cage in it. It was by the poster alone. It looked so visually pleasing. Like, it looked like an experience movie by how the poster looked. I didn't see any trailers. I wanted to keep this be cold, going in cold to this movie because I don't know, like the poster alone made me think there's something special about this movie, and I wanted to know nothing about it before I watched it. So going into the movie, I was pumped. I was excited. I was really excited to see this movie, and watching this movie, it took me a whole night to decide, like, how do I feel about this movie? This is one of those movies where I sat there after the movie ended, like, I don't know what to think. Like, I literally don't know what to think about this movie. This is such a strange movie. And I won't get into the plot at all because I do want, if you guys know nothing about the plot, I want you to go into this cold. I want you to realize what happens throughout the movie as opposed to seeing a trailer for it or knowing anything about it. And the movie, I will give it its positives first. I think that visually speaking and in terms of the score, this has some incredible music and some incredible visuals. There is moments in this movie where they have done visual effects that I have never seen before in a movie. There is a scene where, this is spoiler free, by the way, there is the scene where two characters are talking. The person's face is on screen like this, really close. And it will be this person's face talking, and then it will meld into the other person's face, and then back and forth, like these two characters conversing with each other. It is cool, but it goes on for like literally 5 to 10 minutes. This character's just talking to another character, and it is visually so cool. The use of how they slow down images with these people moving is incredible and really cool. And this movie has, like, it really does have the things to make it feel like an experience, to make it feel like something you have never seen before. And I really did enjoy the visuals. The visuals were great. They looked incredible. The score was really great as well. Like, it was really moving and really, really touching. And just worked in every scene. I really loved the score as well. Nicolas Cage in this movie is Nicolas Caging it up. He is really good. I really did enjoy him a lot in this movie. I enjoyed whatever her name is. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Andrea Riseborough. I just probably butchered her name like the worst anybody ever has, but she is really good. Like, this is about these two characters where something happens with these two characters, and that's all I'm going to say. And I guess I could say, this isn't spoiling anything either, but I guess I could say that I love the score, I love the visuals, I love the gore. Like, this is the second half is a gory movie. The first half is where I have an issue. The first half was dreadfully hard to watch. And I am a big fan of slow burn movies, but this movie is so obtuse and trying to be so strange on purpose that I couldn't get behind a lot of things in this movie. That's why the first hour, whenever it's just people conversing about random stuff that doesn't make any logical sense, to me made me be very bored in the first hour. The second hour, it's 2 hours long. The second hour is a gore fest, and it's awesome. It's really cool. It's really great. But the first hour, because this movie is so weird and strange on purpose, I didn't really stick with any of this dialogue or understand anything that was going on. It was just so random, and it feels like the movie's being preachy in a way, not in a way where I hated the movie. I didn't hate the movie at all. Honestly, I think this is a good movie. I feel like my big issue is that the first hour is hard to get through. Like, it's hard to deal with these characters that a lot of them just are randomly saying stuff that doesn't make logical sense, or they don't have anything to have you connect with them or care about them. And it felt like the first hour to me could have been cut significantly down lower than what it was. And people might probably be like, "You're wrong," like that, "you're stupid," like that's the worst like criticism ever. And I don't care if you think that about me saying this, but in my opinion, I just on my first watch of this, I felt that way. I felt like I didn't care with these characters, and they said so many things that didn't make any sense. And I know they're doing it on purpose, but it didn't work for me. The first hour, really. The second hour was really fun, really gory, really silly. It had a lot of emotional moments as well. This movie is really good in the second half. And I usually don't have that problem with any movie where it's like, oh, I love the first half, or I love the second half. Or I don't like the first half, or I love the second half. That usually doesn't happen to me, but this one, really, I was struggling with the first half to get through it. It was hard to get through. And like I said, I really do enjoy slow burn movies, but this one just because it's so weird and so strange, and there's not a giant amount of plot in this. There's a thing that happens, and then a thing that is resolved, and that's it. And I'm not going to say what it is, but that's basically it. There's no real plot to this movie. Besides the basic plot that I don't want to spoil, but if you watch the movie in full, you would be like, oh, you could sum that up in like a sentence of what happens in the movie. So that's why the first half really annoyed me. So I really felt like overall my thoughts on this movie is that I did enjoy the second half enough to say that I did enjoy this movie. I really did enjoy it. The score and the visuals alone are incredible. The gore is incredible. But the first hour was just hard to get through. That's all my real complaints are. It was hard to get through with like these random things happening. So that's how I felt about this movie, and it took me a while to really realize what my thoughts are with this, because it was hard to put into words how I felt about this movie, because there were things I did love about it and things I just didn't like about it. So it took a while. That's why I didn't. And I put this post on like Killer Flicks like 2 days ago, and I just did the review today. So it took that long for me to think about what do I feel about this movie. So that's how I feel, I guess. I really didn't like the first half, really liked the second half, really liked Nicolas Cage, really liked the visuals, really liked the score, really liked the gore. The first half was just really hard to get through. So that's basically all how I feel about the movie. So what did you guys think of Mandy? If you have seen it, tell me down below. And if you have not seen it, it is on Shudder now. So if you have Shudder or Amazon Prime, go check it out. It's, in my opinion, I'd still recommend it if I recommended something to you guys. I feel like I would. Just for me personally, I thought the first hour was boring. So tell me down below what you guys feel about Mandy. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me your thoughts down below.